As we all know, New Year's was a few weeks ago, and during this time, many people make plans to change something about themselves. Since the New Year's offers a fresh start, year after year we see people make New Year's resolutions to change something about themselves in order to improve themselves. For many, they start off the year with new plans, but they start off both thrilled and energized in hopes that this year will be different from the last, but come mid-January or even February, the majority of the people have already abandoned the goals altogether. According to Forbes.com, the author Kevin Cruz states that over half of all Americans make New Year's resolutions, yet only about 8% actually achieve their goals. That means that the other 92% of the people are left with no change at all or are still stuck with their bad habits. So today I would like to inform you on the formation of a habit, how difficult it is to overcome a bad habit, and how to stick to it. The formation of a habit is formed because of two reasons, according to the National Institute of Health: repetition and positive reinforcement. Repetition plays a role in the formation of a habit because when we do something over and over again, it becomes stuck in our brains, and it can be presented without us even knowing we were doing it. Since the repetition causes us to do it over and over again, it becomes hardwired into our brains. We are able to do something without the conscious thought having to think about it, so the unconscious mind can continue with the repetitive action even without us thinking about it. Another reason for it could be because of positive reinforcement. When we do something and we have an enjoyable feeling with it, it releases dopamine. For example, when someone drinks a coffee full of espresso shots in the morning, it gives them a boost of energy. And since that boost of energy gives that person an enjoyable feeling, dopamine can be released. When dopamine is released and we crave the enjoyable feeling it gives us. So even if we don't enjoy something, dopamine gives us, like, we crave it. So we do that even though we don't want to do it. Another reason is for our surroundings. The people you hang out with or live with can influence you because they have the ability to change your ways. For example, if you have friends that go out and drink and you hang out with them, you may begin to drink with them as an activity, and it can lead to you to pick up that bad habit. Our next topic is why it's so hard to change the bad habits. A reason for this could be because of boredom. Both you and I know when we're bored, we turn to our bad habits, whether it be overeating or spending our time online. People list boredom as a core reason why people overeat. That, or we spend our time online buying useless things that we don't need because we have nothing else to do. Another reason is because it has become automatic to us. Like I said before, it becomes hardwired in our brain, and it's hard for us to do. It's as though we can't help ourselves, but it's hard to get out of our heads once we get in the habit of doing it. Another reason is that it is seen as a reliever. Many people turn to their bad habits as a reliever when dealing with a problem. Whether it be stress or an emotional event, they use this as a reliever to help them get through their problems. How to stick to breaking a habit. Set goals. According to psychologist Lynn Pafica, it's easier to set small attainable goals rather than having an overwhelming goal. Instead of saying you're going to cut back on eating junk food, set smaller goals like cut back on soda, cut back on eating fatty foods and foods high in sodium. We need to publicize. Publicize to your friends and family to help you get over this habit. It's a good way to let your family and friends help you and not let you slip. And it's a good way to hold accountability to yourself to it. Another way is to have patience. Know that you can't get over a bad habit in a day. No, it does take time, and many people aim and fail several times before they can get over their bad habit. Recap, we learned that a habit is formed because of repetition, positive reinforcement in our surroundings. We learned that the reasons for the struggle of breaking a habit is because it's done out of boredom, it has become hardwired into our brains, and it is seen as a reliever. And the steps to breaking a habit are setting goals, having patience, and to publicize. So now that you have learned this information, you can now use this information to help you get rid of the bad habit you've been trying so hard to break. So pretty much.